There's a light on down the road tonight, in a town that's growing every day. New faces, new dreams, new stories to tell, but some things never fade away. Through the highs and the hard times, through the questions we all face, we're still neighbors, still believers, still finding our place. And every voice has a story, every heart has a song. When we listen to each other, we find where we belong. These are the voices of hope, rising up through the noise, from the streets and the small towns, from the dreams and the choices. We're stronger, we're together, one conversation at a time. These are the voices of hope. They're yours and they're mine.
From Violin to Beamsville, across Niagara skies, every person has a chapter, every struggle has a why.
We can build for tomorrow without forgetting where we've been. A community is more than buildings, it's the people living in them.
Every laugh and every lesson, every road that we have crossed.
When we share our stories openly, nothing good is ever lost. These are the voices of hope, rising up through the noise, from the streets and the small towns, from the dreams and the choices. We're stronger and we're together, one conversation at a time. These are the voices of hope, and they're yours and they're mine. So pull up a chair, tell us what you've seen, tell us what you've learned, tell us what you mean, because hope grows louder when it's shared out loud, and one voice becomes many when it joins the crowd. These are the voices of hope, rising up through the years, through the change and uncertainty, through the laughter and the tears. We're building something bigger, one conversation at a time. These are the voices of hope, and they're yours and they're mine. These are the voices of hope, and they're yours and they're mine.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Voices of Hope podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Scott, and I'm excited for this one. We got a lot to talk about. Um, but before I introduce our guest, who some may have seen on our Village of Hope Niagara social media, who it is, but if you don't know, get ready. I just wanted to address a few things that I've thought about lately, and one of the things was what makes Niagara such a great place to live. And I always come back to it. We talk a lot on this podcast about sports, whether it's World Cup, hockey, basketball. We talk a lot about River Lions basketball. If you see me or Dylan at work, we're probably wearing a River Lions hat. But I think sports in particular have a unique way of bringing people together. They create excitement. They build local pride. They give people an opportunity to connect with friends, family, and their community. Whether you're a lifelong fan or someone attending a game because maybe a friend had a ticket to a sports event. Um, and I wanted to talk more about sports in our area because we talk a little bit about it, but I want to actually do a deep dive into it and what makes it so impactful and special to a small community like this. So today we're going to talk about the impact and how organizations can help bring people together on both sides of the court. So today I'm very honored to introduce our guest today, the sales and ticket manager of the River Lions, Matt Okrafka. Welcome, Matt. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So, Matt, for those of you who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up and what first got you interested in sports?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Richmond, BC. So that's just, basically Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my parents, my mom and dad put my brother and I in sports growing up. I played baseball and hockey. There was always sports on on TV. They took us to games, like whether it was Blue Jays in the summer coming over out here, or Vancouver Giants hockey games, Canucks games, Mariners games down in Seattle. Got to go to spring training down in Arizona and watch those baseball games in March. So just kind of a sports family, I guess. I grew up with. So yeah, that led to my interest in wanting to work in sports. So
Of course.
yeah.
And so, how long have you lived in this area then?
Yeah, so I went to Brock. I attended the sport management program.
Okay.
Graduated 3 years ago. I then went to Saskatchewan for 2 years. Worked with the Rough Riders.
Okay.
And then I came back here February of last year, and been with the River Lions since then.
Yeah. So then you've been with the River Lions. How long have you been there, the manager?
Yeah, since I got this job, so February of last year, I've been the manager of ticket operations and sales.
Okay, so that's awesome. So you came in to a championship organization. What's that like? What's the feeling of working for a winning team?
Yeah. So I had just come from the Rough Riders, who had a successful year. My first year there was not so great. Second year was better. So then coming into a championship organization here, I was like, okay, it's a step up. Like they've just won. Fans are expecting that again, and
Yeah.
thankfully the guys were able to get it done for the back-to-back championship last year. And it's exciting to be around winning when you can, because
Absolutely.
I've been part of teams that haven't had that success
Yeah.
on the field or court. So it definitely helps when the team's winning games.
Oh, for sure. And with the River Lions, it's such a fun organization because you're always out in the community. I know we see Kimball a lot at events. We see you a lot. I think every time me and Dylan go a game, we end up running in and having a chat for a little. What's that like? Run us through what it's like working a game. You come in, game starts. Like, do you get to watch the games at all?
Yeah, I actually watch more of the games when we're on the road, when I'm on my couch at home.
Mhm.
During the games, like it's super busy. Like I'm in the box office like 2 hours before tip off, probably through the first quarter. Fans are still trickling in with questions and needing assistance with their tickets to get them in the door. That's my main objective. That's why I'm there. During the game, I'm really, like as you said, like I'm running into people, talking to them. Sometimes I'll have a 10-minute conversation with someone and miss half a quarter.
Yeah,
But like that's my role. I enjoy it. Being able to connect with our fans at the games are the ones that support us, buy
of course.
tickets. The reason why we have a team in this league, like I have a job. So definitely happy to make those connections with people such as yourself and other season ticket holders, groups that are out at the
Mhm.
game, and just people that you see around, even people that work at the Meridian Center that I see every game.
Well,
So
absolutely.
yeah, but I do try and watch some of the game when I can.
Yeah.
um but yeah, definitely when I'm not having a conversation or putting out fires as well.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes things arise that I have to
of course.
go deal with. So yeah, I get to watch. I try and at least watch target time is my objective.
That's fair. That
Yeah.
that's always. I think whenever we're there, we're on the edge of our seat.
Yeah.
There's not a quiet person in that building during it because you just get so
Yeah.
excited.
Yep.
No, and the Riverlions, they've become such a big part of the community. It's so much fun there being back-to-back champions. There's a lot going on with all the players, the superstars returning. Khalil, I mean, we're all following social media, watching him come back. His first game, he had a great game. They may have lost the game, but he's just your your
He's
cat.
a catalyst.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And having them back is just amazing. I mean, the season's going good. Um, and your stars, they're doing what they're supposed to. They're performing, and it's which makes the fans get excited. But not only them, the organization itself, they make the game so excited, whether it's the music or the people playing, the cheerleaders. There's always something going on there.
Yep.
The new mascot.
Mhm.
There's always stuff going on. But even outside of the arena, they do such an impactful work. And I think when I speak on behalf of Village Hope, we are very excited because River Lions are coming out. Duncan will be here tomorrow. Um, what's that like going out in the community? I'm sure you do a little bit of it, like today.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good being out in the community. It's usually not myself that's out there at different events that we have, but I do get to go to some of them. Like in the off season, we have we're in the Christmas parades around the
Yeah,
region, right? I was at we had an open practice in Port Colborne. That was honestly such a successful event. Being that we're the Niagara River Lions and we're able to go to events all over the region, even
absolutely.
though our office is in Thorold, we play our games in St. Catharines.
Mhm.
We had a great turnout in Port Colborne for that open practice I was at. We just had one in Grimsby as well that had a good turnout. So being able to connect with our fans, like there's a lot of season ticket holders go to those events, but then there's also
Absolutely.
people that just live in Port Colborne or live in Grimsby,
Yeah,
and like the River Lions are coming to their town.
absolutely.
And so being able to connect with people all over the region, not just in St. Catharines and Thorold, is really
Mhm.
really important to us as well.
Yeah, I know me and Dylan had the honor and the privilege of walking in that Christmas parade you were talking about with the River Lions. And it was like life changing. It was so much fun seeing how excited people were. Chanting down the road, they see the River Lions van walking with all the cheerleaders and the
Yep.
mascots and all of us holding the banners. Everyone just gets so excited. You guys are such like, you've been here 11 years.
Yep.
Um, and it feels like you've been here forever. It's such a big fan base growing now too,
Yep.
getting out in the community.
And it's really growing too, like
Absolutely.
with Coach Kimball going to schools in the off season. He's our brand and community ambassador.
Yeah,
So it's his goal to go to as many schools as he can. Uplift the kids, be a positive role model for them. And then a lot of those kids like went to our school day game last week. We had 2,500 kids, and
that's awesome.
a lot of them were really looking forward to it because Kimball had been to their school earlier
Hmm.
in the year. So that's a big point of emphasis for us is continuing to do more in the community.
Well, and that's it. It's of course you're so focused, like it's a team, so it's focused on winning. But you guys have made it such an impact on going out. Like you said with the kids and that. I know whenever I'm at the games, I see Kimball. I'm like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool thing, especially him going from captain to head coach.
Yep.
That's a big transition. Who's the captain now?
I'm not sure if there's an official
Yeah, they haven't.
captain that's been allocated. I'm not.
Mm.
Maybe there has, and I just don't know about it. That's a potential possibility, but not to my knowledge.
Because I mentioned his name earlier. When you think of the team now, you think of Khalil because he's just superstar. But you got such a long list of superstars on that team, and some of them go away for the off season. But I think the whole team's back now, so we're very excited about that. But you've been around a lot of exciting moments with the Riverlines in their one game. Like, is there one game or one event or a memory that stands out, something you'll never forget?
Yeah, so like I was actually fortunate enough to be in Winnipeg last year for the championship weekend. So I was at the semifinals game against Scarborough that we barely squeaked by and won. Scarborough had a chance to win at the end of the game. Missed a shot. We get the rebound. Elijah gives it to Khalil, runs down the court, hits a three. Everyone runs on the court. We're going into the finals again. Um, it was just such a clutch shot from Khalil, and I was sitting right next to the players' bench, our bench when he made that shot. So that was super exciting. And then obviously the next game, 2 days later, against Calgary in the championship game. I think we were down early in the first quarter, and then we got the lead and we never gave it up.
Yeah.
And it was a really really solid game from us for the last 3.5 quarters of that game, and to be able to be on the floor when the confetti was falling, that was super cool. Got to stuff some of that confetti in my pocket and take it home.
Yeah.
Got a piece of the net when we cut the Coach Vic was cutting the net, and everyone got a piece of that. So
That's awesome.
no, that was definitely a core memory, and I got to get my championship ring at the home opener this
Okay.
year, so I got that at my place now. So
Yeah.
yeah, you got to go with that.
Well, of course, and that's awesome. Even I've seen photos of the ring online; they're pretty cool. So the fact that you have one is probably
Yeah,
really awesome. That's got to be on a nice spot on a shelf somewhere
I
at
should have
home.
brought it here today. I
Yeah,
didn't think of it.
next time. So then, talk about them winning and all the players come back, all the fun stuff they're doing. And we've talked a little bit about the action off the court, them going out in the community. But game day before game, what's something the fans would be surprised to learn about? What goes into making a game night happen?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, you work for the Riverlions, they play in the summer, like what do you do the rest of the year?" And so a lot of people don't know that like, professional sports teams like we're working year round.
Mhm.
We do have a lot of seasonal staff during the season, but we do have front office staff such as myself, Michelle, our president, Jeff Joseph, our corporate partnerships director, people that are working, you know, 12 months of the year to ensure that the organization is successful and ready for the year ahead. So, like we had in September, we had 6 days in a row of just meetings with everyone. Like I'm talking like 7 hours a day for 6 days in a row, just recapping the 2025 season.
Yeah.
Like what went well that we can build upon next year, what went terribly that we should scrap, what went not so good that we can maybe tweak and do a better job of. So that's from ticketing to partnerships to marketing, social media, our website, our theme games, like game day entertainment, like anything you can think of, just literally went down the list of everything from the season.
Yeah.
And just had an open discussion with the whole team. So again, that was in September. and then like the rest of the off season, like we're selling season tickets, we're renewing a lot of our partnership deals. Once our schedule comes out in January, we're able to plan a little bit more. For me, it's busy with lots of ticket launches. When we put voucher packs on sale, group tickets, single game tickets, all of that stuff. Um, you know, takes a lot of work in the off season, even when we're months from playing a game.
Yeah.
And then as you get closer to the season, like I'll tell you, like in May, there's a bunch of us that are working until 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And once we get into May, preparing for the home opener, there's just so much work to do. We gotta set up our whole setup at the Meridian Center. There was brand new merchandise line that we dropped this year. Totally revamped our merchandise and our merchandise setup at the arena. We're working with organizations such as yourself, with different types of activations on game days. So all of that takes a lot of planning and preparation, that a lot of people wouldn't think about, that that happens, goes on
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome to hear. You really don't think about, like, I know for me, I just show up to the game and
Yeah.
enjoy it, whereas everyone's been there for 6 hours, and like you really don't think about what someone like yourself would have to do for a game day, or even in the
Yeah.
off season with tickets and all that.
Yeah, I'm working 12, 13 hours on a game day. Like if we have a 7 o'clock game on a Wednesday or Friday, whatever, I'm still getting in at 9 a.m. I'm
Mhm.
probably, leaving the Meridian Center 10:30, 11 o'clock, depending on the game.
Yeah.
So it's a long day.
So what you're saying is you're a very busy guy.
That's right. Yeah, especially during the season. We like we do work in the off season, as I mentioned. There's lots of things
Yeah.
going on, but we are able to use vacation time and that type of
Of
thing
course.
in the winter months. But yeah, especially during the season, like from May until mid to late August, it's a grind for sure.
Yeah, I know me and Dylan, we had the privilege of being there about a month or so. One of their last home games, and it was a Saturday, so we went with a few friends because we
Yep.
hadn't gone in a game. So we're gonna go, and I know working with you, we were very generously gifted some tickets so that we could and we give to some clients and some partnerships. And so it's really cool for us going there and seeing people we like, that some of our clients being there. So it's cool for us to work with you to help people we see here go there and just have a night out and have fun. But I will say that arena gets loud sometimes.
Yeah, no, it can get loud, especially I mentioned the school day game we had last week. Like
Yeah.
those are the loudest games, especially when they do the giveaways.
Yeah.
Kids go crazy for those.
I find the most exciting part is right before that game starts, the guy goes on and he's banging that drum and everyone's doing
Yeah.
the clap.
Yeah.
It gets so exciting, and then everyone's standing until they make that first bucket. And you're standing, but you're not standing very long because they're pretty quick to get that 3.
Mhm.
And then everyone claps and sits down. It's just such a welcoming area. The atmosphere, they're playing good music.
Yep.
They make it so welcoming and fun. You just never see anyone upset, whether your team's winning or losing. Everyone's laughing, everyone's cheering. I don't know if I really find that atmosphere at any other sporting events. I've gone to Toronto Maple Leaf hockey games. That's loud, but it's a different type of loud at the Riverlines game. So I want you to speak a little bit. If someone's never been to Riverlines game, what would you tell them they're missing out on?
Yeah, I mean, just literally what you just described with the drum and everyone, cheering until the first bucket, like all that stuff. I tell people all the time, like basketball is not my favorite sport.
Mhm.
Like, and people are like, oh, like you shouldn't say that. You work for the Riverlines before a
Yeah.
basketball team. But the fact of the matter is like you can not like basketball at all
Mhm.
and come to our games and have a great time. And that's really what I try and get across to people, whether it's a business I'm trying to, pitch tickets to. It's like, oh, I'm not like a big basketball guy. It's like, well, take your clients, like it's a good
Mhm.
time. You'll be able to make connections with them, or if you're giving them the tickets, they'll still have a great time whether they like basketball or not. And then that applies to families too. Like we have games coming up in July. We got family packs. You get 4 tickets to the game. You get popcorn and drinks for the family for 99 bucks plus tax.
Yeah,
And that's just something for the family to do.
absolutely.
Whether like you've been to a basketball game or not, or the kids play basketball, it's quality local entertainment
Yeah.
right here in Niagara. You don't have to drive to Toronto to go to a Jays game or Toronto Tempo game or whatever the case may be. We have a team right here in St.
Absolutely.
Catharines that's affordable, and it's great entertainment.
Yeah, and you mentioned that like some people, even if you don't like basketball, you'll like the Riverlines.
Yep.
Um, I found that myself. I was growing up, never liked basketball, and then I think 2 3 years ago, I had to work for Village of Hope doing an event at Riverlines. Didn't really care for basketballs, never been in the game, and then I went and I was like, okay, this is different. This is weird. And then now I'm at every game. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't watch basketball. It's either. I watch every one of the games and I'm hooked. And
Yep.
I almost whoever's watching, I almost dare you go to a game, you and try and sit back. I don't know if anyone's not on the edge of their seat the whole game.
Yeah.
Everyone's leaning forward. Everyone's
It's a
throwing up the
well, it's
buckets.
a cool experience live, right? Because like hockey, like you got the boards and the glass and everything. Baseball's got all the nets up there now, and like basketball, they're right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're sitting courtside,
Oh yeah.
like you can like pretty much like touch them.
Yeah.
Don't do that, but um, but like they're right there.
Yeah.
And it's really a unique experience, I think, going to a live basketball game because it offers something that other sports don't offer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know we always find it's always really funny because you'll be watching the game and the players are all playing, and then on the side you see one of the players on the bike, and it looks like he's biking a marathon. You're like, oh, this guy's getting ready, and so like you get to watch him warm up, and then you watch the guys walk around the team, and he goes right on the court and he's playing. It's so it's a real cool atmosphere, whether it's sitting on the edge of your seat because you're excited, or they do T-shirt tosses, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
They make like huge announcement, and then everyone just starts screaming. Everyone's standing, waving their hands. Um, they want that T-shirt. I haven't got one yet, but I'm gonna bring a baseball glove, I think, next time. But so we've talked a lot about basketball, and you were telling me at the start of the podcast how growing up you're a very hockey family. Leads me to maybe the most important question: what was your favorite sport growing up, and who's your favorite team?
Yeah, so favorite sport to play was definitely baseball. Traveled all around BC, playing at a high level of baseball. Football definitely favorite to watch.
Mhm.
Big NFL guy. Fan of Denver Broncos.
Oh yeah.
That's my team. So since the Tim Tebow days. So
Okay.
yeah.
And do you watch? Have you been watching the World Cup at all?
I have not. No, I'm not super big into soccer.
No, me neither. But I think I've been I've been seeing the highlights, and so sometimes you just turn it on. Um, and I know the NBA just finished. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, yeah,
If you've
no.
watched that at all.
Yeah, actually we had home games like I think every single game of the NBA
Mm.
finals.
Oh, that's
That
awesome.
so I didn't watch any of that, but yeah, no, it's good that they've had different teams
Mhm.
in the finals. When I was growing up, it was Golden State, Cleveland every year, and
Yeah,
that guy got a little boring, but it's good that there's been a little more parity in the league
for
for
sure.
sure.
So there's obviously a lot happening at the River Lions and all that. For you personally, is there something, an event or a certain game coming up? Like, is there something in future at River Lions that excites you that you can think of?
Just like our games coming up in July here, like we're kind of at the halfway point. We are at the halfway point of the season right now.
Yeah.
We're 12 games in out of 24, 6 out of 12 home games through. So, our next game is next Saturday, July 4th. We
Oh
got
yeah.
6 home games in July. So, just busy gearing up for those.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I mean, July 4th is going to be Saturday. It's going to be a good game. I'm assuming that's at 7.
It's at 7 o'clock. Yep. And for anyone listening, if you want to go to a game, we do have a few afternoon games on weekends in July as well. I mentioned those
Oh,
those
yeah.
family packs are available for those games. Village of Hope is helping us for one of those games, Christmas in July, Saturday the 18th at 3:30.
Oh, yeah.
That's another big game because that game's also being broadcast nationally on CBC.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
that's going to be an exciting one for sure on the 18th.
You hear that, everyone? Village Hope will be there. I'm gonna be there. I mean, I'm very excited. Like that's also just a fun day because we're it's a nice fundraiser for us. But then we work before, and then we get to go inside and then sit down. So then you get to enjoy the game. That game is just so cool because I remember last year. It's Christmas in July. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. But like, it's just such a fun event, such a fun game for us personally too. I know the players really get in it, and the mascots. See, that's always the thing. I love the mascots.
Yeah.
I was saying this a little bit ago. I'm 26. You just can't help but smile when the mascot's in front of you. They now have that new one. That was
Yep.
big unveiling.
Yep. Courtney is our new female mascot. I was fortunate enough to work with Steph over at Pet Value Pendale.
Yeah.
They're the presenting partner for Courtney. So, we wanted to, our president, Michelle, she was the first female president of a men's professional sports team in Canada to win
Yeah.
a championship last year.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
she was sports person of the year um, in St. Catharines for 2025. So, one thing we wanted to do, like Winnipeg launched a female mascot last year, and we thought that was pretty cool. So, we just wanted to, offer a different perspective.
Yeah.
We're a men's team, but we want to be able to empower women as well. Women's sports is really on the rise with PWHL.
Absolutely.
We got the WNBA team in Canada now, the Tempo. So we just wanted to, grow in that area as well as an
Absolutely.
organization.
And I think it was such a warm welcome. I know the unveiling was a massive success. It was so talked about. Everyone was so excited. That was a season ticket holder event. It was unveiled. If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken.
So we have a season ticket holder event every year. This year was at Sala 61 over on Van Soko Road in St. Catharines there. We put on a good event with food. The players are there. Coach Kimball gives a little speech. It's a good time to connect with them, and then we figured that would be a good time to launch Courtney. It was
Absolutely.
a couple days after our home opener, and then we put it on social media after that, and then she's been at every game since then.
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited for what the River Lions have in store. I know you said 6 more games. I'm going to be at least 5 of them. I'm sure
Yep.
Dylan will be. I know we work Saturdays, so usually our Saturdays is get off work and go straight there because the game's starting. We're always excited. But again, I want to thank you and the River Lions for what you do for Village Hope. You're at all our events. I know in the summer, me and Dylan were welcomed to a training camp to play basketball with Kimball and
Mm-hmm.
some kids that came out to play. I may not have been good at basketball, but it was a lot of fun. Kimball was definitely showing me up. He's a really good player, so it was really fun to see him working with the youth.
And he'll let you know about it too. He's
Oh,
got a little.
yeah. I know we're playing a game with the kids. He had no problem beating them.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm like trying to think who's gonna win, and then he won, and I was like, I guess I thought he was gonna let him win, but it came down there. There was this one kid who was really good, Dylan and Kimball knew he wasn't letting nobody beat him.
Yeah.
So you all do a lot for us, and and the community, speaking at schools and all that. That's a lot of fun. It's very, very welcoming to go to a sports game knowing that this team is everywhere, that your outreach is so wide and impactful. So I thank you. I want to thank you for joining the podcast. I know time's getting down here. It's always great to hear from people who are helping make positive impact here in Niagara. So as always, thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for everyone who continues to support Voices of Hope here at Village of Hope. I said it last week, if you're involved in a community organization or a community event upcoming and you'd like to share it or have a story that inspires others, we'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to be a guest on future episodes, please don't hesitate to reach out. Until next time, I'm Thomas Scott. Thank you for listening. But before we hit the end, I do want to say tomorrow morning, Junk in Your Trunk starts. And then July 2nd, our back to school program. There's lots going on. I hope to see everyone that's watching here tomorrow. And I hope to hear good things about this podcast. I want to know who is watching. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early. Have a great day.
The room is getting quieter. The lights are getting low. Another conversation, another place we've grown. We laughed about the good days, we talked about the pain. And somehow when we share it, we don't carry it the same. So here's to one more story, one more voice tonight, one more reason to believe we're gonna be alright. And when the cameras fade away and everybody's gone, the stories that we shared today will still be carrying on. Until next time, take care on the road you're on. This is Voices of Hope, Niagara. Thanks for coming along.